Alrighty there, guys. This time we're going to talk about changing table schemas. So, very simple scenario. You've got a group of tables that you want to move to a new schema, and you don't want to write a T-SQL cursor, right? So we're going to use Powershell for this again, of course. And this is one of the things that's extremely easy to do. This is one of the things that makes PowerShell really, really powerful. So here I've got a DB1 on my local instance here, and I'm in the tables node, right? So I'll just do a directory, and I've created at random 1,000 tables, right, just to make it interesting. So here we go, and they're all in DBO. So I've got a Sean test schema that I just created. So the easiest way to do this, you say directory, you pipe that to a for each. Don't forget your curlies. Cache under change schema like that. Now, as usual, don't forget your alter method. And let me show you something here real quick. I usually don't get to do this, but see, we're running, and it's done. But wouldn't it have been nice to actually see that go across, right? So what we're going to do here is we'll just print the name like that. So now we can see it rolling through the tables, and we know it's actually doing something and it's not just hung somewhere, right? So there we go. Now, if I do another directory, you can see that all of my tables are clearly in the Sean schema. Now the question is, what code does this run in the background, right? So I'm just going to do a quick little thing here for you. Let's change these back to DBO. And I've got a profiler here open up. Now all we need is SQL statement for this. Where is it? Right there. All we need is statement completed. You can do the SPs, right? You can get SP completed and whatnot, and there is a bunch of stuff, and you can do SP statement completed, and there's a bunch of stuff in there that it runs. It runs a ton of checks, right? And one of the checks that it runs is whether or not the table's already in the schema or not, right? So let's go ahead and we'll start this. Notice we're not doing anything. So I'm going to set it back to DBO. Here we go. While that's going, you can see that it's running the same T-SQL that we would run, right? Alter schema DBO transfer Sean test dot change log. So this statement says, take Sean test dot change log and transfer it to the DBO schema. Same thing for T100, same thing for T101, and so on, right? Now the cool thing, here's how you know that it does those checks. Let me wipe this clean, and let's run the same thing again, only this time it stays in the DBO schema, right? It's already in DBO because we just ran this, right? Here, just in case you don't believe me, there we are. See, they're all in the DBO schema. I'll go ahead and stop that. There we go, and we'll put them in the DBO schema again. Let's clear that. There we go. So we're changing them from DBO to DBO. And you notice here I don't get any alter statements, any alter schema statements. All I get are use statements, use database, right? So it definitely doesn't run the code if it's already there, and that's like I said, that's a product of it running those queries behind the scenes that we're not really interested in capturing here. So anyway, if you want to, oh sorry, I was about to end it, but I remembered one more thing. And of course, if you want to limit it to certain things, right? So if I just want to say get all of the ones, all the tables that start with that are in the hundreds, right? I can say name, I want to match T1. Okay, sorry about that, I got called away. So okay, I think we were doing I think we were changing the schema for certain tables, right? So I believe that what I said was, let's do anything that starts with a 1. I think that's what it was. Anyway, so this would certainly do that. The match operator is the regex operator. So let's flex that just a little bit, okay? Just to have a little bit more fun and make this video just a little bit more interesting. So, and this is the power of where Powershell really comes in, because when you're doing this, even if you do this in a T-SQL cursor, it's really hard to get regex expressions in a T-SQL, right? I mean, you got to go into the CLR for it, right? So this just has it built right in. Well, it's already in the CLR. So let's go ahead and do something else. Instead of anything other than anything that starts with a 1, let's say anything that's in the hundreds. Okay? So we've got T1 here, and remember, match is the regex operator. So T1, and we know it's going to start with a 1 because we want something in the hundreds. So what we got to do is we got to have a 1 followed by 2 numbers, right? So here we'll start our brackets. 0 through 9 is an acceptable second number or entry, and 0 through 9 again is another acceptable entry, right? So let's see what that gives us. So what we're saying here is, give me all the tables where they start with T1 and then they have 2 more numbers after them, right? Let's see what we get here. Well, that actually looks pretty good. Let's look on up here. You see? Here we have 1,000. Okay, so we haven't limited this. It did exactly what we told it to. It gave us a T with another number, and the 1,000 definitely falls into that, right? But we need to get that 1,000 out of there. So what we're going to do is we're going to limit this with the $sign. That tells it that it's the end of the string. So when we get finished with these 2 numbers, so 1 and then 2 numbers, that's going to be the end of the string, and we're not going to process anymore. We're not going to look for anything else. And let's see if that gets it. And the 1,000 is gone. So you can see here we're counting all the way up to 199. And look how easy that is to do here. Sorry. Look how easy that is to do in PowerShell. That's just ridiculously easy to do something that rich. The change schema method is phenomenally easy to use, and when you power that with regex, it's just amazing, and you can't duplicate this kind of thing in T-SQL very easily. So anyway, that's all I got now. Later.